Hello, I'm LuNEJuNE. In today's video, I am going to be reviewing the new quantum field. Yes, today is not going to be on the growth trade. There's a reason for that. Mainly because the growth trade is kind of straightforward. I'm gonna be honest, yeah, it doesn't grow above, a 4 pip. That's whatever. But the quantum field, I want to know more about the quantum field. So this video is going to be about the quantum field. And there's supposedly a bug in the game that I want to exploit a little bit. It is quite game breaking, but it's not going to be like, game breaking as in interacting in PvP. Well, it can be, however, it is hard to replicate in PvP, and also it is not that useful. I mean, it is useful, but like once again, it's hard to replicate, and yeah, I'm not going to use it in PvP basically. So as you can see, I have a ton of gold now because of the dice point event. I bought almost everything that I wanted: the ore and the legendary chest and these stuff. And I was able to get my health to class 11, and also I can finally get class 12 holy sword, and that will be a separate video. There will be a small celebration video for that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So today, let's try the quantum field. I didn't buy it. Oh, it's 1,000 gems. I mean, it does kind of look like 1,000 gem dice. I mean, board, to be honest. Like if this board is 500 gems, that's just insane. But we'll buy it right now. Quantum, it looks pretty cool. A core appears on a random spot from the board. Oh, it's random. Can switch spots with 4 adjacent dice once every 3 seconds. 8 dice surrounding the core receives an attack bonus. So my question is, what will be... I think recharge might be going pretty well with this. I do have to say, it looks cool. I don't know if it's going to be, like worth using in PvP and like in co-op, but for this testing, I will use this in co-op just so that, no, I won't use this in co-op. I'll like use it in training mode, but I'm gonna think of it as, playing in co-op. So first things first, this thing, obviously, attack bonus 10%, so that's basically like blessings, I guess. You do lose out on the scope buff for scope board, so that's one thing you gotta, remember. You can technically dodge assassins, however you can only do it once every 3 seconds, plus it needs to be adjacent to the core. If it's not adjacent to the core, then too bad, you can't dodge it. So like in my reaction video, I did say it's going to counter hypersyn, like, back to back, but it seems like that's not the case. If the hypersyn user gets, a little lucky and is able to, split its attacks, or actually don't split, all send it out all at once, then you could pretty much shut down this board completely. So I'll be testing out with a bunch of stuff. Probably not nuke, to be honest. Maybe guardian. Maybe I'll use guardian. So for this test, I decided to try and actually get like a good setup to see if it's worth using or not. Where is scope board? There it is. Okay. We'll remove this, and I just want to have the feel of this dice, this board. Let's see. So first of all, the design, 10 out of 10. I absolutely love the design. It looks cool. It looks insane. It has the small... Oh, you need a dice to dodge. I didn't know that. Spawn a lot. So you could dodge it like this, and then you could hover it around, dodge it again. So I feel like, for example, your DPS is here. Let me just make a DPS if I can. Your DPS is here, and you want to move like all the way over here so that this thing gets the buff. I want to see the damage difference. So it's dealing 8,829, and if I move it here, 9,712. Let's see the crit. I want to see the crit number. It is a 4 pip. Is it going to crit anytime soon? No crit? The game's... it's not critting at all. What's... okay. So around 200,000. It was 199,000 to be exact. put this here and let's see if it how much damage it increased. I know you could do this with math and stuff, but like I'm just too lazy to do that. I want to see it for myself. On top of that, I do have a Lunar buff as well, so I just want to see the damage difference. Any moment now, game. Just crit once for me. Just crit once. That's all you have to do. Imagine if you have, okay, so around 216, I think it was 216,000. So if you have bubble, you are going to be fine, pretty much. And gosh, like, can you not spawn on this tile? I guess you can't. I didn't think about that. You could only spawn 14 dice. Hold on. So let me just remove this. So I'm going to try having only one of the dice. Let's make it into Lunar. This is gonna be looking funny. I'm not gonna lie, because we've never had a board that only lets you get 14 instead of 15. So as you can see, there's full board. I cannot, spawn any, and yet I only have 14 instead of 15. So, I did not think about that. I actually didn't. Wow, I thought you could spawn on top of it for some reason. I guess I was wrong. So it's pretty shocking news to me, to be honest, because once again, we've never had, a board that restricts only using 14 tiles instead of 15. Is that actually good? I don't think that's good, because that means there's a higher chance you can get board locked for certain decks. And that also means there's a higher chance that... Oh, never mind. Wait, no. Assassins can target this, right? I'm pretty sure assassins can. I honestly don't know how you should use this board. For co-op, I feel like for co-op you could have multiple buffs. Or maybe, better off, you could have SMCSB, SolarLunar, Crack, and Snowball, and have this board instead of Switch, because eventually, actually, if I think about it, no, 14 tiles, it's gonna work. And yeah, you could use this because you could technically still swap Switch like everywhere, and this time your pip counts don't matter at all. So I think that's gonna be like a good example of this. I feel like you could use this with SolarLunar, or like any co-op deck which uses Switch, and you could do it. But I don't think you should use this with Holy Sword, because once again you could only swap it to adjacent dice. So it's very limited. I wish you could swap it like these 8 tiles instead of the 4 tiles, but that's their way of balancing, I guess. What do I think of this board? I think this board has potential. I cannot think of it I cannot think of it myself at the moment, but I feel like it's gonna go well with SolarLunar, because you could put in Joker, or you could put in another buff dice. I don't know what that would be, but you could put in another buff dice to, like, I don't know, buff yourself a little bit. I don't know, something like that. Very cool. Yeah, I do think this is a cool board that they added to the game. In terms of usage though, not sure, not yet. I think that's about it. I will test around a little bit in co-op to see if my theory is correct on the SolarLunar, being able to work. Because with Switch, you need it as the same pip, but okay, so Switch has a benefit of you could switch it with any dice on the board, and it's rather quick because you don't have the cooldown. However, the downside is it needs to be at the same pip. However, for this quantum board, it's kind of the opposite. You don't need the same pips, but it does have a cooldown, and it's limited on where you can actually dodge it. So I think that's about it for this. If I do record a game with co-op, then I'll leave that in the video. Anyway, that's what happens if oh, okay, I mean, that's kind of what I expected.